hello. Welcome in. Well, hello. Aren't those fun? These were uh, these were the colors that chat picked the other night. One of the people in chat was asking on my last live stream, will any three colors work? And I said, well, let's give it a try. So I think they turned out really pretty. Uh, the choice was pink, purple, and teal. So I thought I'd come on tonight, and I was just about to sit down and just kind of wrap up my day. I'm out on the West Coast, so it's about 11 o'clock here tonight. And I thought, what the heck? I will turn the live stream on and see if anybody wants to come hang out with me. So, hello. What's going on in your part of the world? There's usually another chat going on. Not much at all. Well, that's a good way to spend a Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Were there tacos? No face. Hello. Thanks for coming in. I saw our friend was not streaming tonight, and I thought I might just create a little space for people to come and chat and hang out, since we do like to art and we do like to chat. I alternate between a Sharpie permanent marker and then when I want to, spend my money. These aren't actually that expensive, but a little bit more expensive. The Pigma Micron archival ink. But this pen, this is the point that I prefer, but it doesn't always like to work over some of the mixed media, and I had just put down a layer of this twistable colors. So we're working with Sharpie tonight. I was noticing that there were some gaps, and I like the outlines to be nice and strong. Once that twistable colors, boy, it doesn't tell you anything about what's in it at all, but it's this really kind of slippery, almost a glycerin. Maybe there's glycerin or silicone in it, and it dries down. Once it dries down, everything will go right on top of it, but it takes a few minutes, so why be patient? I gotta get calm right now. I'm still trying to figure out the technical part of this, and I've been using my phone for the live streams, which I know a lot of people are using cameras and other fancy setups, but this is where I'm at right now. And apparently, I don't know if anybody's got any tips for this, lay them on me, but the camera in video setting, it likes to focus on my hand, If I could figure out how to put the focus like right here, that I think that would be less visually. Um, well, it's disturbing. There's no other word. It's just, it's not great. So I'm trying to fine tune to get that and to get the camera pointed at something so that it doesn't do that to you guys, because I know it's really not pleasant to watch when the camera just keeps zooming from my knuckle or the pen cap up to the, you know, up to here and then down here. That's got to be unpleasant to watch. So if anybody knows how I can get into settings, because it seems like once I get started, it's just um, disaster when I touch the screen and there's no focusing other than just kind of putting the phone in the tripod and uh, wishing for the best. That's been my plan, just wishing for the best. Okay, all right. Thank you, DOA is a fraud. And the resolution is good, like it's not too fuzzy for you. Oh, good. And this sounds okay? I feel like I'm right up on the phone, so I'm gonna try to be mindful not to. Um, Good. Well, thank you. I know one of the nights I was really up on it, and the sound was really tinny and kind of got crackly, so. That was no face says put the pen in my mouth and leave my hands out of it. That would solve a couple of problems, wouldn't it? No face. So do you guys want to hear some weird medical, I guess it's kind of news? I saw my endocrinologist today and I got some really bizarro kind of news. I don't want to lead us down a path where we're all just moaning about, I know sometimes we can just get to bitching and whining about how miserable all of our body pains are. I don't want to start that, but I had some, um, I've had paradoxical reactions to medications they give me, and they'll say this should do this, and I take it for a while, and it gives me tons of side effects, and it doesn't seem to do the job. And this has happened over and over again with all kinds of classes of medications. And my endocrinologist, about 3 months ago, she said, there's this genetic test we can do. There's some research that shows that people that have these genetic um, mutations can have a hard time processing some medicine. So let's do this test. And they drew the blood like 3 months ago. And it showed up on my electronic medical file, and I looked at it, and some of it was said negative, and there was some stuff that said heterozygous, and my brain just kind of went boop. And I thought, well, I guess if it was anything critical, they'd call me. And it looks like it's negative, so I just ignored it. And when I went in today, my doctor says, oh, you've got this genetic mutation. Hi, Isaiah Brooks. Welcome in. You subscribed. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know, right? Um, so apparently I don't methylate. I don't know what that means exactly, but apparently a lot of the processes in our body require us to methylate some kind of molecules. It's some sort of um, a metabolism process, I think. I'm not a wasn't wasn't much for chemistry, but um, so it's things like vitamin B12 and folate and some like it's not obscure. It's Isaiah Brooks. Those are your favorite colors? Well, that's wonderful. These were colors that were chosen when I did a live stream a couple of days ago. Someone in the chat, who I hope he shows up today so I can call him out and embarrass him and thank him properly. Dan said, "Will any three colors work?" And I'm repeating myself here for those who've been here, but uh, my answer was, "Let's find out." And this is where we ended up with it. So I thought he made a beautiful selection, and we'll see how things go. I think I will be doing that again because I mean, look where we got. Yeah. So anyway, if you can't digest vitamin B12, you need B12 to for your blood to have the ability to carry oxygen. So that's pretty important. And I've struggled with this weird anemia, and I've had one doctor say, "Oh, you've got pernicious anemia because um, you don't metabolize vitamin B12 that's taken in through the diet." So I've had to take vitamin B12 shots for years so that I have blood that can carry oxygen. And so I spent the afternoon Googling this, and there's all kinds of kind of pseudoscience that's springing up around it. Then there's a few university studies, so it may turn out I'm not just a malingerer with chronic pain. It may turn out there's just a actual reason for why things are how they are. And it's so rare, I think, when we are struggling with chronic illnesses and whatnot, to get those answers. Like, why do you have chronic pain? Why do you have fibromyalgia? Why do you have this or that? And maybe because my body is just genetically one that can't handle the way we formulate vitamins. So we'll see. No face. Try to get it close enough for you, no face. Isaiah, thank you. Yeah. We've got if you're really gonna huff the Sharpies, you gotta go with the big boy. The metallic Sharpie. That's the one. There you go. That's for you, no face. I'm glad you're here. It's good to laugh. Isaiah, if I knew what that was, I'm sure I could. Um, these are. I'm not setting out to draw rocks. What I'm setting out to do is to spend some time paying attention to what I'm doing in the moment. And I call this mindfulness drawing, and it's just a way to center myself, to focus, to get away from thinking about the past, which leads to depressed thinking, and to bring my mind to the present time, away from thinking about the future, which can really build anxiety. So the drawing itself is not what I'm after. I mean, they're beautiful, but that's my objective is not necessarily to make a beautiful drawing. The beautiful drawing is just a result of being mindful for a few minutes. I'm sure there's somebody around who could draw those two. No face, exactly. No face says it is the process, not the outcome. Years ago, I went through a pain clinic. I think it's one of those things that the doctor just went, well, your insurance will pay for this, so why don't you go give this a try? And what my main complaint was is I was having angina. I was having chest pain from my blood vessel in my heart being kind of messed up. And they couldn't really do surgery at that point. And they said, oh, you're just going to have to live with it. And I complained about that because it felt like I was having a heart attack multiple times a day, and I didn't like that very much. And their answer was, well, I guess we can send you to pain clinic so you can learn how to live a life worth living in the midst of chronic pain. And I didn't really have much else to do, so I went ahead and tried it, and they taught me all kinds of things. And I still had all the pain, but I did tolerate it and had a better attitude about having a life that was, I mean, you get what you get, right? We'd all pick a life that was less painful if we could, but sometimes there just aren't answers. So one of the things they stressed a lot was mindfulness practice, which it could be anything from sitting and meditating like a yogi, or praying, or using a singing bowl, or there's thousands, or hundreds. There's as many ways to be mindful as there are people on the face of the earth, I think. And it's something that's a big part of it. Some Eastern religions like Zen Buddhism or Tibetan Buddhism. Prayer is certainly a component of religion. Well, Isaiah, if you're bored, you can just go ahead and scroll right on down. Thanks for stopping in, and I hope you find something that just charms and delights you. Hey, Maya. Yeah, there's a cat. There's a cat. What? You want to come up here? Want to show him the top of your fuzzy head? She's begun to learn that if she gives me a little bit of mischief, yep, she gives me a little bit of mischief, I will stop and feed her. No, you'll stay? Okay. How old are you, Isaiah? Are you a young person? I used to get bored a lot when I was a young person. And then when I got a little bit older, I don't know, I can't remember the last time I've been bored. That is a good cat. Eight. What are you doing on YouTube? 8. And how did you get to programming that's not made for children? Mm-hmm. Maya, are you still here? Isaiah, there's lots of stuff on YouTube that's made for kids, and that's what you should be looking at. Yeah. Yep, your folks or somebody who's there with you ought to help you to find the YouTube for kids because there's lots of great stuff on there. In fact, you could probably just you could find videos that are just nothing but kittens, which I mean I love watching that. That's good for anybody at any age. Mm-hmm. Well, there are some places that are made for kids, and there's some places that are made for grown-ups. And art is for everybody, but not all conversation for everybody. Hey, uh, No Face, would you mind if I wrenched you up for a minute? Yes, please, Maya. Alrighty. I'm always aware that there are people, yeah, who are hanging out in our rooms with us who are young, but I feel very strongly that there is age appropriate content, and that is just it's really a much better place for young people to hang out at. Thank you, Maya. Oh, you could go. Okay. Okay. Does it give you the option to block fully? I wonder. I might be able to. I might be able to do. All right. Yeah. It's not that I think that we're up to anything that's not socially acceptable, but um, I'm just not comfortable with the idea of children sitting in where adults are hanging out. If I can do one tiny thing to. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure with timing out whether they can still be observing, which is, we should probably always conduct ourselves as though children are observing and listening in, um, which isn't as much fun as just cutting loose and talking about all the grown up stuff. Okay. Yeah, no, in the future, if there's anybody who comes in and declares that they are a child, they may be a child and they may also just be somebody who's just playing that small game, which I'm not really interested in either. So if they do, go ahead and you can fully. Yeah, I think you've got all of the tools. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let's see. You are a managing moderator, so it might be the format too. The format also might not let us. It seems to have different options than it does horizontal format. So anyway, what are you up to today, Maya? What's going on? I gotta say, you guys, I know most people seem to I mean, we seem to have some strong opinions about vertical versus horizontal format, but this format right here lets me see the chat in a really easy way, and it doesn't turn it off. When I'm in horizontal format, it pops the chat up just about enough time for my eyes to go, oh, there's chat, and I look to the screen, and then it fades off. So, okay, well, we'll start with this, and we'll see what happens. And if anybody is being political or being rude to other chatters or being a problem, I have seen you. I trust your discretion, and you can just block them away. And because I can access that block list later if I need to, which I probably won't. Alrighty. Shall we do another one? What do you guys want to do? Remove takes all of their comments out of the chat, and Isaiah's comments were fine. They weren't saying anything that they shouldn't. My only concern was that I did set this video as not made for kids, so I was a little surprised to see someone who was that youthful here. And then, I mean, as we see, sometimes when we get kids, they chatter a lot, and what I see is it says message deleted, and then it gives me a. I guess I can. Yeah, there's a thing I can click on. So it just basically takes them all out of the chat. So that would certainly be appropriate for someone who is doing the kind of stuff that we saw in Chow Yun Smut's chat the other night. Oh, and that's going to be hard for them to do because I did create a list of words we won't live with. And I'm sure that I probably missed a few, but I tried to put a pretty comprehensive. Anything that's kind of racist, I'm not down with. We know that. You guys are such a good group. Just keep things cool. Yeah, so I can click and see them, but the other chat doesn't have to. Exactly, no face. That was my take on it too. Yeah, I got the. You guys have seen me in chat enough to know when somebody, like, I start throwing up the emojis and going, hey, hey, my antenna, my antenna. Yeah. So, alrighty. How about this one? Let's just outline this. Just kind of feel like drawing circles on paper. Okay. Well, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but um, yeah, what a world we live in. I can't imagine, like, my parents wouldn't hand me an Etch-a-Sketch when I was a kid without asking me what I was going to do with it. And I just kind of don't know what to make of the whole kids with iPads and phones and access to all of the stuff that's on the internet. And anything that starts off with, hey, show me your kitty, that could go sideways kind of fast. maybe no. Not that kind of a channel. I have an acquaintance who makes quite a good living on OnlyFans uh, as an adult uh, child person. So just there's a space for everybody on the internet, I guess. Well, that sure took a turn. So I hope everything was okay over in the place where uh, we all kind of hang out this particular hour of the evening, but and I do try to avoid overlapping overlapping the regular haunts. So, but I was kind of kicking around the house, and I knew I was gonna do a pebble drawing because I was still trying to figure out all that strange information from the doctor about not having the capacity to methylate some things and what that apparently there's I don't know, the endocrinologist said, oh, it just means there's some toxins that might build up in your body faster than people who can methylate, and there's some drugs that'll be harder for you to metabolize, so we'll give you methylated versions of these vitamins and these drugs. And now that we know it, we'll understand that when you tell us you're having side effects, we'll probably listen to you a little bit more carefully, which that sounded like good news. Because I tell them and they say, oh, well, we just have to try this for another 30 days and then we'll have a reason to write the insurance company and tell them you've got this weird side effect. And just, I'm tired of being their guinea pig for 30 days. It's crazy. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, DOA is a fraud. I know I do. DF. DF in chat. I think we all have a. Those first three letters just stick in our craw when we try to utter them. Maybe not all of us, but some of us. I knew, like, I looked and I was like, it's that time. I wonder what's going on. And then my brain was like, well, you know. And then I kind of did the ADD thing and went, nope, I don't know. I don't know. And of course, as soon as you said she went to Vegas, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. She was going to go. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, you can go down there and give those buggers some what for. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what time might be a good time to actually schedule live streams. So far, I've just uh, kind of when I've got the bench cleared off and I've got a little bit of calmness in my mind. Because early on I did one where I was not, I thought I'm going to draw some pebbles and I'm going to get myself centered. And I was just everywhere. I was jumping up, getting paint, and it was chaos. And I think I deleted it or put it on private, but I went, that doesn't work. Just every time I do another live, I learn something more about this. And then not wanting to broadcast over the top of somebody that I consider to, be a colleague in this space. That's so I think quite a few of my live streams have been, for me, what is sort of in the middle of the night or very like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. But I've also noticed like quite a few people who I just read that Dusty calls DOA as a fraud, Mr. Fraud, and just I read that and went, wait a minute, okay. We check the not mailbox. So No Face, do you want to? Is No Face still here? I know in Carrie Ann's you're always mixing wonderful drinks. If you want, you could maybe not drinks because that's Carrie Ann's thing, but maybe snacks or um, roll us a nice spliff, or I don't know. I don't know what you want to do there. If you want. I just always do enjoy when you're so creative with those drinks. So, Maya, yesterday, a frozen mugshot. My brain immediately went root beer with vanilla soft serve ice cream in it. Yesterday, I was just goofing off, wasting time as we do on the tubes of you, and the algorithm fed me a short of a reindeer walking along the breezeway or the entryway to what looked like apartments. And I could hear the sound and I listened to it. I must have watched that video about 6 times, just charmed as could be. And then I looked up and yeah, then I saw who uploaded that video, Maya. It was you. That was that was really cool. When I lived in Alaska, we would have moose on the porch, but I think reindeer on the porch was much better. Yeah, if you don't mind, why don't you drop a link to your channel there, Maya, so people can go. She put up a video of reindeer walking along the front of the. Are they pesky, or do you just come out and just like smile because there's reindeer on your doorstep? Oh, okay. Frozen mug. Yeah, okay, got it. I'm a little slow. No face. Sometimes I'm a little slow. Like we had caribou up in Alaska, and I think your reindeer are bigger. That looked like a good sized beast there that was clippity clopping along on everybody's looking for recycling to pick up or whatever he was doing. I just sat and laughed so hard when I realized that, oh, this is a video from somebody I know. It just was right there in the stream. Yeah, oh, I saw that one too. I was surprised that Sander wasn't, giving him a little bit of barking at him a little bit. My goodness. All right. The cat is back and she's going to jump in the middle of everything. I'm going to, excuse me just for a couple of seconds for some chow, and I'll be right back to you guys. Kitty food? All right. There you go. Hey, if anybody's aware of when Chow Yun Smut starts, we can wrap this up and go there and get her. It'll, it's okay. That'll buy us about 7 minutes and 25 seconds of peace and quiet. Maybe. So I was planning to just run a live until Chow Yun Smut's evening stream started up. So if anybody has eyes on that, let me know and we'll wind it up and we'll go hang out over there. Unless you guys are just dying for pebble action, in which case I'm flexible. I mean, I say I'm flexible, you know how it goes. Oh, she is. All right. For 40 minutes? Oh. Well, what do you guys want to do? I think I'm going to quickly finish this up, and then if you guys, I won't be offended if you want to head over there. That's fine with me, and I will join you there when I'm done with the drawing, or hang out as you wish. $40. Wow. Okay, so yeah, she must have started right after I started. There's only, 2 million channels streaming right now. It's completely impossible for us not to step on each other's toes. Robert James, hello. Maya just dropped a link to Cricket's channel. That's Chow Yun Smut, sort of a rollicking rollicking adult content. Uh, Sort of a late night stream for dirty stay ups. It's She calls it the Denny's corner booth of the tubes of you. And if you haven't, oh, y- yeah, but not gross X rated, but like we laugh a lot. And I like to come in there, and I'm just not a happy camper until I can drop at least one something that makes cricket. If I'm just not satisfied until I get cricket to laugh out loud. So um, I find it a delightful way to wrap up the day. It's always just something makes me laugh. And and then there's the potatoes. So I don't know if you haven't been there yet, you should check it out at least once just to see how the other 25% lives. Oh, Maya, you are a kind human. The potatoes. Well, it's kind of a running joke through the chat. One of the people in there came in one night and said she'd accidentally bought a 10-pound bag of potatoes at Costco and didn't know what to do with them. So we've been lobbing potato recipes at her for the last, I don't know, 3 weeks anyway. And Cricket, who runs the chat, is she's been putting together a recipe book of some kind. So people have been submitting recipes, and there's often talk of uh, I you guys I find the ones where somebody comes in and says, "Oh, I made something and it went sideways." Those are the ones that really just get me laughing. Because sometimes the disasters are just they're colossal disasters, and sometimes the fixes that people suggest are just hilarious. Yeah, I know we've seen Robert James at other spots around the community, but not all the spots. Yeah. You know, I used to watch his channel a long time ago. He lives up in part of the Alaska wilderness that was part that I drove through when I moved up there. So um, this is beautiful, beautiful country where he's at. I think I watched, and then he had a cat that went missing, and I got really upset about that. And I didn't watch for a while, and then we come and go. I hope these aren't potatoes, because that's not the color you want your potatoes to be. All right, folks, we're coming up on a little bit shy of an hour here. I was kind of aiming for an hour, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to thank everybody for coming in and spending some time and for being so kind to each other in the chat. And just uh, hope you're all. Oh, yeah, see? Fraud, yeah. Huh. I'm surprised coyote, because there aren't a lot up there. There's wolf packs. But yeah, it is Alaska is a place where nature comes to look you right in the face. So again, thanks everybody. If you get a chance, take some time to practice a little mindfulness, do a little art, and be kind to each other. Thank you, Maya, as always, for your help with the modding, and good night for now.